Okay, so we're going to do chain rule with the product and the quotient rule. So you see the product rule. So this is the same thing as saying x cubed times cosine of x all cubed. So if I'm to take the derivative, product rule is the most outside thing happening. So first, d second. And so remember, subtract 1 from the exponent. Then take the derivative of sine, derivative of cosine, which is negative sine. Okay, that's first d second plus second, and then d first, which is just 3x squared. Okay, so the most outside thing happening, an operation on this one is quotient rule. So that's what we start with. And if I kind of scope it out, there's no product rule, but I do see chain rule because I've got an x cubed inside of the tangent, and I've got an x squared inside of the e. All right, so let's just keep those in mind. And let's start with low d high. So low d high, so derivative of tangent is secant squared. You carry the x cubed along, and then you multiply by the derivative of x cubed. And the derivative of 4 is 0, so that's low d high. Then it's minus high tangent of x cubed plus 4 d low. Okay, so we're moving in. Take the derivative of x cubed, which is 3x squared. The derivative of e to the stuff is e to the stuff times the derivative of stuff, all over the denominator squared. Okay, so this is the general chain rule if you have two functions nested. So you start with the derivative of the outside, then you carry along the inside, then multiply by the derivative of that which you carried along. Here's if you have three functions nested. So you start with the outside function, take that derivative, carry those two along, then you move into the next layer. Take the derivative of the g, carry the h along, and then finally take the derivative of the h. All right, so let's go do it. All right, so tangent is the most outside function. So you know that derivative is secant squared. Carry the cosine of x to the fourth along. Then take the derivative of cosine, which is negative sine, and you carry the x to the fourth along. Now you multiply by the derivative of x to the fourth. So when I'm taking the derivative of x to the fourth, I'm not carrying anything along, so that's when I know I'm done. All right, let's look at this one. This derivative, so I bring the 3 down, subtract 1 from the exponent. That's useful to do so you don't forget. Carry the cotangent of e to the x along. Then I'm going to take the derivative of cotangent, which is negative cosecant squared, and that's where I carry this e to the x along. Now I'm going to multiply by the derivative of e to the x, which is e to the x. All right, so this one here, the most outside thing happening is the square root. So that's a 1/2 power. So I'm going to do 1/2 negative 1/2 and carry this secant of cotangent along. So next I take the derivative of secant, which is secant tangent, and then I carry this along, right? Carry this angle along. So it's cotangent of x, cotangent of x. Those are the angles inside of the secant and tangent. Now I'm going to multiply by the derivative of that angle. So that's negative cosecant squared. Okay,